That's my island, you know. I don't want people talking like that, you know. This not right. Con la falta de respeto, con la actitud de ellos, no van a llegar lejos. Porque en verdad.
I think he's not going to go far because of this lack of respect towards Puerto Ricans.
Exacto, exactamente.
Now, I will say, we reached out to the Trump campaign, specifically in Pennsylvania, to speak with someone about what happened last night. They just pointed us to the statement that they released last night saying, again, this joke does not reflect the views of President Trump or the campaign. I will note, though, tomorrow, former President Trump is expected to be in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God, I hate how shitty. Look, you hear a lot of people complaining about mainstream media, and not the least of which are conservatives, right? They complain about mainstream media being too liberal, being too in the tank, right? But look at what they're doing here. If I, a streamer, am able to see the claim from the Trump administration and debunk it because it's so obviously false, and the claim being, we didn't know he was going to do that. We got nothing to do with it. This doesn't reflect the opinions of the campaign. When your ass vetted those jokes, right? If I'm able to see this, what the fuck is your problem? And it's one of two things, chat. One, you suck at journalism and you're lazy, right? You know, given the fact that, you know, he's a professional journalist, I don't think it's that. It could be. I mean, sometimes journalists suck, right? But two, you're trying to present a false neutrality, right? You want to be able to say one good thing about Trump and one good thing about Harris. You want to say one bad thing about Trump and one bad thing about Harris. And if that ever gets out of line, then you just skip the things that, like, there's like 82 things that are bad about, you know, Trump, and you just skip them, right? Because we got to be one for one for one for one. We got to be neutral, and that's horrible, because that allows a con man like Trump to sort of gamify this by you know, he can essentially flood the zone with scandals, with gaffes, etc., 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 and thereby bypass any scrutiny, because you will only pick up like one out of every 82 things that he says, that like one out of 82 gaffes, right? Because, you know, he's just such a phenomenal shit show. He's such a historically unique creature that somebody's literally subsisting off of controversy the way that Donald Trump does, right? But I don't know. I can't tell you.
Another city here with an enormous Latino and especially enormous Puerto Rican population. We'll see if he addresses it then.
Yeah, that is going to be fascinating and so important. Thank you very much, Danny. Actually, speaking to those voters, everyone's here with me now. Van, let me start with you, because I know you're very close to the ground operation in Philly, so you really know what's going on.
Okay, we're not going to stick around and watch these panels kind of suck most of the time. Although there is a panel we're going to watch later today that's pretty good. With Mehdi Hassan. Oh, pretty good. I don't know. Should I say it's pretty good? Mehdi Hassan gets threatened, but more on that later, all right? I'm going to show you this video. This is Bachelors of Music. Fashions himself a professional joke explainer, and he's got a YouTube channel that's like reacting to other people's stand-up. So it's kind of a... his channel is almost like its own... yeah, imagine if Kill Tony, instead of just like, you know, rating like one or two jokes, like a few jokes of people. Imagine if it was just like, let's react to a whole set.
Heck yeah! Wow.
There he is.
Exciting. Fuck yeah. A little bit out of breath. Just got in a wrestling match with my agent. Literally. Not even a joke. Fuck yeah.
Risky riff off the top there. Just trying to loosen up the crowd, and the crowd is tight.
How's everybody doing? You guys excited? Exciting times. Love it. Been living in LA for a few years. It's crazy. Saw a used condom on the sidewalk the other day. It's pretty wild, right? Made me wonder, like, how could somebody be so dirty to leave a used condom on the sidewalk, yet so clean to use a condom?
I mean, he's getting some laughs here, but jeez. You know? Are they laughing for real, Or are they like uncomfortable? Because talking about seeing a used condom is not exactly the image that you want to conjure to mind.
Like, where do you draw the line in your morals?
In your morals?
Like, oh, I don't want to catch herpes, but
How is that morals? I'm sorry.
the syphilis grenade here for a baby to trip over.
Like it implies that the person using the condom is of good moral standing because a lesser person would refuse to wear one despite their partner wanting it. I don't know what's going on there.
The baby could trip over that.
A baby could trip over the.
There was about the contrast between having a dirty condom on the side of the road. Obviously, the joke is that how could someone also who leaves a dirty condom on the road be so careful as to have protection during sex? Yeah, I think that's very funny, and it conjures a funny scene. Obviously, of a dirty condom. They look kind of funny, like little jellyfish there on the road. It is a little bit distracting how tight this crowd is, and also the camera seems to be floating around like the alien cameras from War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. Hopefully, this camera can.
We don't want to get copyright popped there. So yeah, like now this, if we look at the name of this video, it's Tony Hinchcliffe's early stand-up, Not Racist, explained by an expert. I believe that he's got another video that is the more racist, the more spicy, as maybe Tony Hinchcliffe would say, version of his where it is racist.
Comedians
like
are the most.
Kids have some kind of nickname for our friends, like fetal juice.
There we go. Wait, I'm sorry. Did we miss that one?
Could get pregnant.
Because it is making me slightly motion sick.
Adult woman could trip over that. She lands the wrong way. She could get pregnant. I mean, she'd have to get pregnant pretty easily, you know? Already have like 20 kids. Have some kind of nickname for her friends, like fetal juice.
Wow.
Beetlejuice, that's a funny word to play on the movie Beetlejuice, which of course is part of the Beetlejuice cinematic universe, which launched this year and will have 6 to 10 subsequent sequels. So even though this stand-up comedy is from a while ago, Tony could already see the direction of that movie franchise. So very smart, very funny reference.
Yeah. It's exciting. I like you guys. It's crazy times right now.
Oh wow, actually.
You guys are here enjoying a show away from your smartphone.
All right, so let's see what this again. This is.
You guys know this, but there's literally.
This is Bachelors of Music. If you want to check out this guy's channel, he reviews comedy basically. He's a comedian, stand-up that reviews comedy, and is actually like in this stand-up kind of showing the style of comedy that Tony is attempting, right? This sort of deadpan, self-effacing type of humor. He's sort of showing like what it looks like when it's working, right? In his ridiculing of, which is not overt. He's not like, this guy sucks, he's unfunny, fuck this guy, right? Not at all, right? He's very kind, very almost to a point. Like, right, his kindness is actually what's making fun of Hinchfield. His reticence to go ham and just say this guy is unfunny, untalented, etc., etc., etc. That's part of the humor. So he's sort of showing how to do this the right way. Now let's see his reaction to the Puerto Rico joke that we just saw.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right.
Hey YouTube, this is the professional joke explainer here at my day job. Just need to do an emergency explanation of Tony Hinchcliffe Puerto Rico joke. He said Puerto Rico is like a big garbage patch in the ocean. I don't know what Puerto Rico is, so I had to look it up, and it looks like by the amount of federal funding they get and the fact that they don't vote or can't vote there, I don't think Puerto Rico is actually a real place. I don't think anyone could actually survived there. So it's a very funny joke to make fun of a place that doesn't exist. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching.
Okay, well, that was okay. I mean, so anyway, he's got two main Tony Hinchcliffe videos, right? The other one is the spicy stand-up, right? The controversial stand-up, ostensibly the more
My name is Miles Anderson. I'm a professional.
the more racist. So anyway, this is Miles Anderson, aka Bachelors of Music. Go follow this channel if you want to. They got 7.2k subs. It'd be awesome if we could give them 100 more, just by people in chat going over and giving this guy a follow. I don't know. The Puerto Rico joke, like, you know, he had to do it in the moment, right when it was popping. So I don't know what that was.
Joke explainer. And today I'm explaining the jokes of Tony Hinchcliffe, one of the best comedians working today.
Okay, we gotta stay away from your music because it could be licensed. Now, is this actually Kill Tony that we're watching, or?
Like you guys,
If you don't know, Kill Tony is Hinchcliffe's main show, and it is a show about comedy, right? It's not just a podcast. It's not just a discussion of comedy or something like that, right? It's an actual what they do is they bring people in and they have them perform short little mini sets, and then they dunk on them. Let's be real. They make fun of them. And they, at the same time, they're kind of giving pointers. They're giving they're helping the feedback. It's feedback for comedians that are probably gonna bomb. That's funny. That's the idea of Kill Tony.
just laugh at easy jokes. The expectation is very low. I think it's interesting how everybody just lowered their expectations.
Wait, what is going on here?
Like, look at all the restaurants here. Since when did the best advertisement for a restaurant become "We are open"? I remember when they used to care. They used to put out exciting statements like "Soup of the Day," "Catch of the Week."
So obviously this is not Hinchcliffe himself. I'm not sure what the fuck. That feels like we're in the middle of a bit by Miles himself. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna skip forward to where we actually see Tony himself here, because we're not here for Miles's humor. No offense, Miles, but we're here to see two different versions of Tony Hinchcliffe's act, right? Over here we got the not so spicy. We got the mild, right? The not racist. And over here we've got the wild. We've got the potentially controversial stand-up. So yeah. Oh, there's music. Fuck that.
How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just...
No! Jesus Christ. Okay, well that's what he does. That's what he does.
You can't stop looking at them.
All right, well, I've had enough of the wild. All right? I've had enough of the wild. I'm going to guess that what this guy does is like exclusively like I don't know if there's any humor there. I feel like it's just racism. I feel like it's all racism. And I disavow it. That's fucked up.
It's like everything.
Where are your cat ears? Let me put it on the cat ears. Wait, where are the cat ears? That's a good question, actually. I am not finding them. Where have the cat ears gone? I don't know. Oh my god, they've disappeared. They're somewhere. Oh, here they are.
Like dick pics are a thing. You guys all know what dick pics are. It hasn't always been that way. It's because of technology that you even know what that is. 10 years ago, you wanted to show a girl.
So yeah, any viewers of Kill Tony want to describe to me if what we just saw from him is typical? Because it just feels like there's no actual comedy. It's just slurs.
Picture of your dick. You had to carry a picture of your dick in your pocket with you.
Okay, so this is a little bit spicy.
You'd have to pull it out at some point and go, hey, this is my dick. You'd have to put it back in your pocket.
Wow.
So that's a very funny joke about the absurdity of having to...
JP says there's a reason that Jon Stewart refused to say anything about Kill Tony. What's that, JP? I would watch that, but I feel like we'd get copyright claimed.
Present a dick pic that you have in your pocket because smartphones aren't available yet. So that's a very funny scene to imagine, pulling a penis picture out of your pocket when your live penis is so close to where a picture of your penis is. It would be so much easier to whip your penis.
Elizabeth says, my reaction here to Kill Tony is exactly how I felt when I tried watching him once before. Yeah, look, we're a family show over here. We're family friendly, we're advertiser friendly. I'm not trying to show you anything like that, right? So I got away from it, right? It's just wild, right? Because I was like, okay, this is his controversial comedy. What's this gonna be? Like I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that.
Penis out really quick and just show them.
See, penis humor, that's more my speed, right?
A true example of what the picture represents. So very funny joke there. And there's a little bit of it sounds like a constant wind in the background of this club as well. So really difficult taping situation here.
Yeah, that's just the air being let out of his ego. That sound, like the wind sound that you're hearing in the background, that's just the air being let out from Tony Hinchfield's ego.
Probably.
Sorry, Hinchcliffe's. How much have I been mispronouncing his name?
Right? You have to hold out the camera. Get it? Because you couldn't get that picture developed at your local drugstore. Remember that? You just have to get pictures developed from a human being.
Wait, how long ago was that? Chat, can somebody tell me when this was? What's the drug? I've heard of this drugstore. You get your film. You have to take it to a drugstore? It's just like before digital cameras. How long ago was that? Like 1990s?
So it'd have to be a Polaroid, right? You have to stick it out there.
Oh yeah, or a Polaroid, I guess.
You got the right angle. Wait for it, right?
Polaroids are cool.
Shake it, maybe even blow on your own dick. Just to know if you got the
Oh yeah, that's hilarious because it's a
shot. But now dick pics are flying around.
Like, I can't believe he didn't get more laughs than that from like the specter of autofellatio, right? That's usually that usually kills, right?
Around everywhere, all in the universe. A lot of you have them on your phones right now. Just random dicks. This is fun.
Wait, you can print out pictures at stores today? Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as you don't have any dick pics in there, it's okay. Right?
That's a funny joke.
Wait, what kind of stores? Like drugstores?
When he said this is fun.
But like honestly, how long ago was it before that was like before like he's obviously talking about like before digital cameras. Like I'm just asking what's the date on that? Why are you over analyzing comedy, Graham? Because it's a genre of comedy. Thanks for breaking down the fourth wall. That's okay. Deflating my ego.
That is a funny joke because this does not look as fun as he says it is.
Guys, I don't even want to be a comedian. Yeah, the truth is, I want to be a movie star. Unfortunately, nobody right now in Hollywood's casting for a 14-year-old villain. But when they do...
See? Self-effacing?
Saw a great movie the other day about a sniper. Yeah, it was the Kurt Cobain documentary.
I've seen people do this before. Wait, wasn't there like a... Oh yeah, oh my god. Now I remember where this was from, chat. Alright, so I'm going to tell you something. But I don't want you to do the most obvious thing, alright? What I don't want you to do is go out and search this out. Especially now, because you're watching me. And it's not worth your while, I promise you. I've watched a little bit of this, and I wish I had that hour of my life back. But there was an Eminem cartoon in like 2000, right? Eminem made a cartoon sort of modeled after South Park. Less funny, way less funny. Way less funny. It's trying to be South Park. It's like, imagine if it was South Park with just the gross out and the shock humor, but no actual laughs, right? That's what Eminem did. That's what Eminem put together, right? This is what this is giving, right? They literally had that one of their gags was that like they reincarnated ghosts or dead people, and they brought back Kurt Cobain, and he was a corpse without a head. Like it was just a jaw. There was a jawbone and down, right? It was and they brought him back to life, right? That was the joke, and they hung out with the corpse of Kurt Cobain. Now I guess like the joke is that like what Gen Xers would have been like reverential towards Kurt Cobain, and if anybody made a joke like that in the time when he, you know, unalived himself, that would be considered you know, horrendous, and that like, you know, what is it? Comedy is tragedy plus time. So there's been a lot of time. How many years ago was that? You're talking 30 years ago, right? So that's a very old event that happened. So now you can be like, oh yeah, Kurt Cobain, he's a great sniper because he
100% headshots.
It's still not that funny, is it?
This guy. Fuck yeah. Like the reaction to that. Good.
I like the reaction to that. Let me take out my phone.
Bank afternoon reaction.
He just got a text. It was like, you're dying out there, man. Get off stage. Get off stage. Please.
All right. So, wow. So there's a lot there. He makes a self-deprecating joke about him looking quite young, which is true. When this was taped, he did...
As opposed to a self-defecating joke, like a, you know, Trump joke.
Look quite young, obviously. He's gotten older and really, really red in recent years, so he looks quite a bit different.
Somebody explain this to me. Somebody explain this to me. Now, I noticed this when I watched Kill Tony, but I thought, A, maybe the lighting is like that, or B, I don't want to be making fun of the dude's complexion. Like, that's kind of weird, right? So I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Did I say anything? I don't think I said anything. But seriously, yeah, when you look at this and you see various pictures of him over time, and we seem to not just be, you know, redder in the current day with the MSG appearance, right? But we seem to be getting progressively more so to where he himself could be a makeup palette, right? You got your you know, you got your different shades of foundation here, some concealer, yeah, and then we got some blush, maybe even some eyeshadow. I don't know, chat, but
different than he did. And then he makes a Kurt Cobain joke about Kurt Cobain shooting himself in the head, which obviously is very dark, which is shocking, which is therefore funny. But this crowd is so kind of frightened about how this camera is floating around above their heads.
That's clearly it. It's clearly the camera that's got the crowd too tight. They're tight.
Not really giving it up too much here. And Tony goes to his phone here just to check a couple texts and see what his buddies are up to.
Let's talk about it. What else?
Do you think somebody suggested a joke to him?
A lot of stuff's happening.
No, obviously he's having to think about it.
You know, a lot of racial tension, right? It's crazy. It's so sad.
So would this have been like in 2020 maybe when this set went down?
Big church shooting last week. Unbelievable.
No, before then. The church shooting. What is that? Like, that's got to be 2017, right?
Of course, every time I've ever been in a church, I was hoping somebody would shoot me in the head. But, all right.
Okay, I'm not much of a religious type myself, but I don't feel that way. I would at least enjoy the communion wafers, right? They got snacks. That's the nice thing about church. They got snacks. They pass around a tray of snacks.
Definitely doesn't like the dark stuff. Let's go, let's switch it back and go full Christian material for you guys.
Although I feel like the crackers aren't that great.
Acknowledgement there, very masterful to acknowledge that the crowd did not enjoy that dark humor. So at this point, you know, it's probably going to try some face comedy or some name comedy.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Or you could just fuck he's got a chair, he's got a stool there. He could just, you know, do a Joe Rogan.
Or even some famous Brian Callen body comedy. All of this different kinds of comedy styles, of course, I discuss in my masterclass series. If you guys are interested in that, please.
We got to get the plug in. And again, this is Bachelors of Music. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, Go over and give Bachelors of Music a following. Let's see if we can get him up. He's at 7.2K right now. Let's see if we can get him up to 7.3. We are using his content here, and so I want to do right by him.
Check it out. I can show you how to save a situation like this. If I was personally in a situation like this with a low energy crowd, I'd go in very high energy. I would be doing maybe.
Oh, there we go. That's how you do it. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You got to get that physical comedy. You gotta fuck the stool, or what is it called?
Be a dance. I would start juggling. I would start asking people in the front row what they do for a living and if they're dating and that they should fuck. Those sorts of things really get crowds going. So check it out.
Jokes explored.
Oh, guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Fun stuff. This would be one of the parts where they edit to another part. It's fun. So this part right here isn't going to be in anything. This is just for you 25 people.
That's a funny joke because we are watching that part right now.
Yeah, anything can happen right now. Like if you want to yell or fart or anything, right now is the time.
Oh my God.
God. I'm excited about things though. I really am.
That is also saying I'm excited about things when he's clearly not quite very excited.
Life is good.
Here, let me read some chat here. So yeah, I do read chat. I've got 3 chats to keep track of. So if I'm not reading yours for a while, apologies. I'll get to it. Can I say something? Says Drew Stein. Yes, you can. That's the answer. Tony is dark humor, and it's hard to digest. But part of the dark humor is that it's supposed to make you think about why they said what they said. Well, it's making me think about like why he even showed up to this gig, given that he hadn't really the set. It feels like what he's doing is he's workshopping his set live in front of an audience rather than in front of his friends or in some other way, right? That's what I'm wondering about. But yeah. Good point. Like, right, if without us knowing about what Tony's style is, assuming that you're not a big, Kill Tony fan, and even then, like I said, like that's not Tony doing stand-up, right? Of all the people on that show, Tony is contributing the least humor. The least amount of humor is coming from Tony. It's mostly coming from the guests. It's mostly coming from the aspiring comics that stand up there and they're willing to bomb. They're willing to fail, and they're willing to get feedback from Tony and the rest of the cast as far as why they suck and how they might suck less, right? So yeah, good point though. Good point, Drew.
Comedy's a fun job. It's not the best job in the world. Best job in the world goes to boxing ring announcer Michael Buffer. Mr. Let's Get Ready to Rumble. This guy gets paid $1 million every time he says those words. That's a
wow, what a Chad.
Real thing. $1 million.
What a Chad.
Unbelievable, right? Gets jetted all around the world to sold out arenas that he doesn't have to sell it.
And one thing that I should also mention about this act, right, is that we've tried to kind of timestamp this act. Now, unless it tells me in the yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. What is this? This is the original. Let's see if we can get a sense of when this actually happened. But the TLDR is like this is a very early Tony. You can tell how early of a Tony he is by looking at the tone on Tony. Do we see the tone on Tony here? Now, Miles is describing it. Our friend Miles here is describing this as a 3 out of 6 towards the redness. Pre-racism, right? So if we want to place this in time as far as Tony's progression as a comic, right? It's only 3 out of 6 in terms of redness. In other words, he is redder than he was at the very beginning of his career, but he's not as red as he was at Madison Square Garden, nor is he as racist as he was at Madison Square Garden. So what you're seeing here is not representative of Kill Tony. It's not representative of, the kind of stand-up that you might expect at appearances like the Madison Square Garden one. Although I would say that it's not any less funny. It's less racist, it's less conservative, but it's kind of the same. And it's making me think that my thesis that Tony Hinchcliffe has never been funny is supported by the documentation that I'm showing you here. Thank you, communist and invading radicals. It's so nice to have you in my chat. It's so wonderful. I don't always wear cat ears, but I do when Twitch requests that I wear the cat ears. I have to listen to 3 chats at once. So if I'm not getting to your chat, just hold on and I'll try to.
Ticket for gets handed a card that he
Is it alcoholism? I don't know. I hope not.
doesn't have to write. He just reads it. This guy's in this corner.
That is one thing that can make you appear more red,
Go
I
fuck
guess.
yourselves. Takes a 3-month vacation.
Did we
after that?
did we miss something?
He just reads it. This guy's in this corner. That guy's in that corner. Let's get ready to rumble. Go fuck yourselves.
Oh, the Rumble guy.
After that.
Wow.
That is funny because that does sound like a very good job, but it is not as good as being a stand-up comedian, or as important. Obviously, being a stand-up is the most great and important job you could possibly do. So don't listen to Tony here. He's just joking.
The only person more impressive to me than Michael Buffer is the UFC ring announcer. His name is Bruce Buffer. Is that a coincidence? No. They're brothers.
They're brothers. Who knew? Did you know that, chat?
So this is some name.
One in chat if you knew that the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy from boxing and the announcer, the ring announcer from the UFC are brothers.
Comedy here. This is good. He's getting them back.
Ring announcer game. Bruce is even more impressive to me than Michael because Bruce Buffer's big catchphrase, get ready for it, it's time.
Now, I would be more impressed if he said it's time to duel, but there would be more of a risk possibly of being sued by Yu-Gi-Oh! If you were to say that instead.
That's the entire catchphrase. It's almost like he was looking at his already successful older brother going, let's get ready to rumble.
Let's see if we can pare this down. Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, why all the hard work? Why are you putting in 15 seconds of work when you need to only put in a good 7
Okay,
seconds?
let's take a look. All right, so
What I want to know is there a third
7 months ago, huh?
the loser, youngest Buffer brother that never made it? You know? He's just out there struggling. You're gonna know it if you ever run into him sometime.
I mean, probably not. I would guess that the third Buffer brother probably officiates some kind of backyard wrestling, and even though he doesn't earn his living from it, he's happy to do so. He's what do you call that? The intrinsic reward versus the extrinsic reward. He's more of an intrinsic reward kind of guy.
You're just gonna hear it. You're gonna hear, welcome to Chili's.
Oh no! Don't make him a Chili's host. That's
It's weird, that part where he has to announce the heights and the weight
that's actually one job I haven't. I was gonna say I've done it before, but no, I was server.
of the people that eat at Chili's, you know?
Yeah, serving those jalapeno poppers, chat.
Healthiest client.
Anybody, one in chat if you like jalapeno poppers.
Standing 5'1", weighing 625 pounds, the diabetic dragon. Anyway, fuck yeah, a bunch of Chili's fans in this room. I like that. It's good energy here. This might be one of my finer pieces of art ever.
So this is obviously a funny joke about the restaurant Chili's. Chili's is a very funny place.
It is.
And an announcer announcing people at Chili's is a very funny scene. So
It's a specifically funny place to meet with a person who has hate-rated you on Twitch several years ago and over margaritas and jalapeno poppers and laugh about the old days and how she chased your audience out of your chat and such. Yeah, there's a lot of comedic potential at Chili's, right?
that's the joke there, is just kind of the funny situation that he's created here.
I'm excited about it. Really excited.
Especially given that the person responsible for such heinous acts and such horrible hate speech was actually a rather wealthy middle-aged woman who lives in the suburbs. That's the ultimate humor of that situation.
Fuck yeah. It's fun. Anyway, let's talk.
Wow. Wow.
I'm a little upset right now.
So what he's trying to do, I think, is to make his own situation, bombing in front of a relatively small crowd, trying to milk that for a little bit of humor too, where the audience starts to sympathize with him, starts to imagine themselves in that sort of situation, and is you know, sort of goaded into laughter by being uncomfortable, which laughter is laughter, right? And laughter is contagious. And if you make people laugh because they're uncomfortable, maybe that laughter will get the ball rolling, get the snowball rolling, you know, kind of get that momentum necessary to get people to laugh for real. So that's another way to fix a set that you're bombing.
I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna back out and do something else. You guys wouldn't like that. You've already groaned at all the other dark stuff, so let me see if I have any clean jokes for you people that I could do.
Is that what he's got on his phone? Here, let me look here. Clean jokes. There we go. All right, let's see.
He's scrolling through his phone here. Again, just checking the group chat, telling him that he's not very happy right now.
Yeah, it's not doing well with the used condoms. Didn't do well. Kurt Cobain's a headless corpse didn't do well for him. He's looking for something that might be, because maybe the problem with this audience is they are truly like a PG or PG-13 type audience, and that he really needs to just dial back the edginess, whereas sometimes edginess can be used as a replacement for humor. In this case, maybe it's cutting in the other direction and inhibiting the audience laughter.
I mean, this entire video is funny that it would be uploaded. Obviously, Comedy Dynamics has some sort of feud with.
Yeah, pay some people.
You guys are a really fun crowd. I really like.
I'm sorry. You might have missed that joke. I want you to catch that, because, like, honestly, as unfunny as Tony is at this point or at any point, Miles is actually pretty talented.
Obviously, Comedy Dynamics has
comedian?
some sort of feud with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah. Comedy Dynamics has some sort of feud with Tony Hinchcliffe, just like The Letter of the Law has a feud with Donald Trump.
You guys are a really fun crowd. I really like this. It's like I'm totally having the time of my life right now. Let's talk about it. Okay.
Just like something like Logic might have a feud with Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know what I'm saying?
Probably like that one. Let's do that one. You guys are a cheesy crowd. You like cheesy jokes, right?
We like jalapeno poppers, sir. Cheesy and spicy.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck yeah. First applause break of my set. Basically insulting yourselves. I love it. It's great. Fuck yeah. I love smoking pot. Any pot smokers here? Fuck no, there's not.
Wrong audience! I told you, wrong audience.
That's a good one to get the crowd going. So that's a classic. You guys smoke weed. You guys drinking tonight. You know, who here likes to party? These are great lines for getting a crowd going. This crowd is quite stiff. I think they're cold from the wind that's blowing in the background.
That could be, yeah.
And I think that this camera is making them nervous. They don't know if the camera's going to land on their head. But Tony is handling this very well and professionally by commenting on how awful this situation is.
Next time, smoke pot before going to see a comedy show. People will make things more fun. I don't mind if you don't smoke pot, but just have a good excuse. Bad excuses are the worst. Like, I can't stand when people say, I don't like to smoke pot because it makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack. That's exactly why I love smoking pot. That's exciting. Thinking you're having a heart attack and not actually having one? That's awesome. A lot of people pay a lot of money to go skydiving and whitewater rafting so that they can get their heart racing as fast as I can on my couch watching House of Cards.
Watching House of Cards. Yeah. Told Tony pretty loosely, but he never struck me as a person to say stuff like he did on national TV. Well, Zesty Pig, we tried to watch a little bit of his more spicy humor, right? And I got like literally 1 second into it, and he was already saying slurs that I'm just like, I can't risk it for I gotta stay monetized. We're a family channel. We're a family friendly channel. We're an advertiser friendly channel. And so, that's just like, it's too rich for my blood. So we can't really go deeper into, but yeah, it's like literally when the first word out of your mouth is a slur, and that's your comedy act, it kind of says something. But yeah, I mean, we see him here, and he's definitely not as racist. He's about equally funny. He's trying to use ideas like seeing a used condom on the street as his, or the imagining the decapitated corpse of Kurt Cobain. That's the type of humor that he's using here. So is it offensive? I mean, I guess it depends. Are you a Kurt Cobain fan?
I love smoking pot.
So that's a funny joke there about smoking pot,
which he likes to do, yeah.
And that Tony likes it because of the anxiety it creates, which is
whereas most people don't like that, yeah.
A common excuse for not wanting to.
It's counterintuitive.
Smoke marijuana, and again, the crowd doesn't really give it up, but Tony is not giving up, which is important to remember.
So I would just say that, in conclusion, and we're not going to stick on this for too long. I feel like we've squeezed all the juice out of this we could. I just wanted to give you a little idea of Tony's stand-up, which I've got to say is not funny. We saw 2 different varieties of this stand-up, apart from the Madison Square Garden appearance. This is the mild one. It's just kind of awkward, and the only humor you could get out of this is if you're laughing at his situation as a person who is bombing at comedy, which maybe is the way, maybe that's where he got the idea for Kill Tony, because if you've ever watched that show, so yeah, again, this is, Tony early on, right? As Miles says, this is 3/6 of the way into his current redness. He's about halfway as red as he is currently, and but maybe 1/6 of as racist as he is now. There's the full-on, like, I'm just gonna say a bunch of slurs and you're gonna laugh at that because slurs are funny. And then there's Kill Tony, which is a completely different animal. And I just want to point out that my critique of the comedy stylings or lack thereof of one Tony Hinchcliffe should not reflect on the funniness of Kill Tony, right? Because you got to understand that Kill Tony isn't just Tony Hinchcliffe. In fact, I would say there's very little comedic contribution by Tony to that show. A lot of the comedy is coming from either the struggling, comics that they're bringing on to do their, to do a little part of their act and bomb and get made fun of, or the guests like Shane Gillis, who actually is really funny, right? So it's not that Kill Tony isn't funny. It's that Kill Tony is funny in spite of Tony Hinchcliffe. It's funny because there are other people there who actually are funny, and they're carrying Tony Hinchcliffe on their back. And so when you bring him out in front of an audience, like, all he has to go to is like, hey, you're MAGA people, you like racism, right? How about those Puerto Ricans? How about those Latinos? How about those Palestinians? How about those Israelis, right? That's what he's got to go to. And again, that's why he ended up being the favorite person of the week. Anyway, chat, that's about enough of that. I think we're good on that. I think we're good for today. So if you're watching me on Shorts, I'm going to invite you to join us in the Not So Short stream, right? And we do that Not So Short stream both on Twitch at nocommentchick CC and on YouTube on this channel. So let me pass you the link, and then I'm going to end this stream, but you're welcome to join us. We're going to be talking about more stuff. What else have we got on the agenda today? We're going to be talking about the Hassan Piker, Ethan Klein thing still going on. We're going to be talking about Mehdi Hassan, who was just threatened on national television for defending Palestinians, I guess. We're going to talk about Landlord Dan and his conspiracy theories, his wild Pepe Sylvia, red thread and thumbtack conspiracy theories. There we go. We got Trump's racist MSG fallout all done with. So join us there. I'm gonna end the stream now on Shorts, but like I said, feel free to join us in the YouTube chat should you choose. You can either click on the link, which is right here, boom, or you can maybe just get rated automatically. We'll see. All right, so end of stream for Shorts, continuing the stream on the full scale stream and on Twitch if you want to join us there. There we go. And if not, have a good day. Make sure to like and subscribe and to take care of yourself and each other. Oh my gosh, chat. I'm just in this mode. Look, I'm not a stand-up I'm not a stand-up comedian myself. Although I play one on